Is saluting the Liverpudlian who became a New Zealand broadcasting institution. Dylan Taite died last night after a short illness. Since 1970, he'd been a familiar figure on our screens with a style all his own.
I've got you deep in the heart of me. Hang on a minute, Frank. It's utterly bombastic, totally fantastic.
He had that unique thing about him, which was that you knew it was a Dylan piece. It's like a masterpiece, a piece of art that you look at. You don't need to look at the name, you know who it is.
He was part of the gel of our industry. There's absolutely no doubt about it.
The Bob Marley, yeah!
How important are the dreadlocks?
This?
Is that part of being a Rasta?
Yeah, this is my identity.
Well, Dylan's greatest moment was possibly his interview with Bob Marley.
Do you have to have dreadlocks if you're a Rasta?
It's just all part and parcel of Dylan's legacy of great interviews.
Going
Back to romance again.
Ray Charles! You take care, stay lucky.
You're very kind, man. I just love it talking to you. Thank you, my friend.
Dylan was just able to come in and just speak to you as a person, and you knew that he knew what you were talking about.
We would often ring him to ask an opinion as to whether we should bring out an act or not, because he knew more about the damn act than we did.
And he's not a big noter in any way, shape or form, but the names just drop in, and it's Rod and it's Mick, and when I last saw Paul, and it's, you know, it's that Stewart and Jagger and McCartney.
Got the family with you? Brought them all, yeah? Brought them all.
Did you get a new shirt?
Yeah, I've got a new shirt. I wanted yours after last time we met.
Big day out, lots of fun, lots of sun, and plenty of Donde está el cuarto, the Caballero. This sort of thing is a legacy of the 60s and early 70s.
Oh, rather deafening, but to some people that's music and that's entertainment.
My style, it's a lot more simple.
Reporters has died peacefully in his Auckland home. Reported to the famous for more than 30 years, Dylan passed away last night, leaving a wife and 3 children. He also left behind a style of reporting that sometimes shocked, confused and outraged his public, but nobody was ever bored.
They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. They'll make it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
The call from Hollywood never came, but Dylan still landed every visiting star part. Dylan Taite knew them all, and they all knew Dylan.
How are you doing, Dylan?
Great, and
nice to see you yet again.
But you didn't mention the jacket, which is decent of you.
No, the nice thing, I wouldn't mention the jacket, but the last time I saw Dylan 15 years ago, I had the same jacket on. And a pair of Beatles sunglasses.
There's hardly a coffee shop in Auckland that hasn't hosted a Taite interview.
But just a classic character, really, and totally one-off. There's not many journalists around in the world like Dylan, and certainly in New Zealand. He was a rare breed, so he'll be greatly missed.
Half of his life was spent at the airport, early hours waiting for tired superstars. The last thing they wanted to do was talk, but Dylan always got something out of them.
Good. But you're looking fit and well?
I feel fit and well.
Yeah.
He scooped interviews with Sid Vicious and Lou Reed. Bob Marley's last TV interview was with Dylan Taite.
He was always ahead of the field. He was always anticipating what the next big thing was going to do.
He interviewed everyone from the Wiggles to Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson storms the senses, oozing outrage like a slow puncture.
I'll never forget when he interviewed Marilyn Manson, and apparently the record company came back and reportedly said that Marilyn thought that Dylan was weird.
He taught New Zealand about punk and pioneered a swaying camera movement. Some viewers complained it made them nauseous. And his script writing craft was sometimes hidden in lines designed to shock.
It's a pleasure to be here. To body swerve, freshly vomited, rat burgers.
People did not really appreciate his work. They did not understand it. He did not fit the perceived format. He was just too clever and too good for it, really.
And now...
Never mind the bollocks, here's Dylan, was Dylan's late-night chance to say what he really felt about life and music.
And never have we had so much garbage. to choose from.
Out of an ordinary office lift at the 3 News headquarters came the Dylanisms.
Nice to see you. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Dylan was also passionate about his VW Beetle, Everton Soccer Club, and his family. And he was with them when he passed away peacefully at his home last night. Kim Hurring, 3 News.
And Dylan was a much-loved friend and reporter to all of us at TV3 News and Current Affairs. His son John also worked here, and our thoughts are with his family.
Yeah, big fan of Everton and soccer, and I think the old psychedelic lift to Nightline will never be the same.
Absolutely. What's up?